Hello everyone, my name is Tuanei Ahorangi Bartlett and I am a violet ray twin flame in Parakai, New Zealand. But today I also want to introduce myself as a starseed from Vega. I must say I'm still having second thoughts about making this video about being a starseed because I'm still discovering things and aspects of myself and my personality as to my experiences as a starseed. So the first thing that I want to say is that I had my first, in 2014, I didn't even know what a starseed was. And in 2014, I was going through huge energetic transformations in my physical body, as well as spiritually, mentally, emotionally. And my Kundalini activated spontaneously in 2014, and I started to have experiences during my meditations. I needed to meditate quite a bit to be able to regulate the Kundalini that was wreaking havoc in my body. And it was during deep meditation one day that I discovered that I'm a starseed, and like everybody else, I didn't know what it was, and I had to go and do a whole lot of research. I'm still doing research on it, so at times I feel a bit crazy, and I think most probably that's why I'm making this video, is to find out how crazy I am. And perhaps if there are other people out there who can tell me either, oh yeah, you are crazy, or no, there's quite a few of us out there, I can resonate with what you're saying on this video. So my first experience of starseed was I was meditating and going into deep relaxation. All of a sudden, I was flying through space in my physical body, like Superman. And it was like I was already skydiving, so it was like your regular skydive free fall position with the hands here, traveling through space. And I looked at my hand and I saw that my skin was changing to embers, burning embers, and it was peeling away from my body. But it was a feeling of lightness and a feeling of warmth, but it was like my whole being was just this burning embers. And as I looked ahead, I could see in the far distance is a warm glow, looking like a planet, like a home, like a sun. And I set my intention, that is where I need to go. And so I sped up and I flew directly to that point. And the closer I got to this point, the more I felt the anticipation of I'm going home. Like I know where I'm going. I'm meant to be. This is home. And upon arrival, it was like going through this warm white yellow light. And suddenly I was in a meeting room. It was very comfortable. There wasn't anything. I felt like I've been here many, many, many times before. It felt like home. And I had a superior meeting me. So this being, which I can relate to because of the eyes, they had the same eyes as me. When I look in the mirror, it feels like this is my starseed trait, the dark, big eyes. That's my starseed, because my superior had the same type of eyes. And my superior said to me that it's hard to relay messages because the communication is different. But my superior said that there's something I need to do here in this dimension. And I need to, it's easy. Step 1, step 2, step 3. I can't remember exactly the other details because my meditation ended shortly after. This was my first experience, so it was a lot of information to take in, and I just wanted to make sense because I didn't know what it was. And so my oldest daughter, she's a starseed from Pleiades, and she already kind of started to wake up to her starseed or her DNA being activated. And she told me to do some research, and she pointed me into various directions, websites, and articles I could read up to find out what all of this means. And so why do I say I'm a starseed from Vega? Why Vega specifically? I was always drawn, when I look up at the sky, I've always been drawn to Aldebaran. Aldebaran is a cluster in the constellation of Taurus. And even though I'm a Taurus sun sign, when I look up at the night sky, that is the point of the heavens towards where my vision always gets drawn to. So, and the experts say, always go to the areas in the night sky that you're drawn to. So I know I have some history on Aldebaran, but I knew that was not the best times. I don't have a really good feeling about the lifetimes I've spent on Aldebaran, so I'm kind of avoiding activating those memories. And then I started to read up on the various star seeds that, the Pleiadians, Syrians, I don't know, there's many, many different other ones. But when I started to read up about starseeds from Vega, I just totally resonated with the personality makeup of being in service to humanity, being in service to people. I have always been in service in the health industry to people, and today I still am. I am a international clairvoyant reader. I have my own YouTube channel, and people from Vega or starseeds from Vega have the knack to break out of the mold, to be different, to think in original ways, to think outside the box. We are healers, we are empaths, we connect on deep levels with people. Sometimes we sacrifice ourselves in able to help other people, very giving, and sometimes to our own detriment. So there is a lot of traits of the star seeds of Vega that I resonate with. And there's this one part of me that has these memories that's starting to come, and I come in, and I would think, well, what are these memories? And they come while I'm awake. It would be like while I'm driving, all of a sudden I have this vision, and I know it's memory because I've been there. It's almost like having a sort of like a deja vu kind of feeling, but it's not a deja vu because this is in a different dimension. It's in a different time. And like I would be driving in my car, and all of a sudden I remember, yeah, I used to have a spaceship, and I knew everything, how it worked in the spaceship. It was controlled by my mind. I was a navigator, and I used to plot our the courses and the destinations of our journeys. And I remember doing these frontier work, because it was frontier, it was groundbreaking, discovering what collection of information and data that myself and my twin, my divine counterpart, we would go around the universe. I know it sounds crazy. I'm sorry, I still can't. But these are the memories. Okay, so we go around the universe. I would plot the course, and it wasn't male, female. It was more like two pieces of puzzles fitting together, working as a team. We belonged to each other. We belonged together, and we worked together. Throughout these lifetimes, it was just like not knowing each other so well that you work together as a team in perfect harmony. Me being the navigator and the commander of systems, that's just coming commander of systems, and he was the one who would go out collecting the data, doing all the explorations and the dangerous work, going into the unknown, and he would be gone for long extended periods of time. And there are things in my spaceship that I know that we don't bathe with water. We cleanse with vibration, with like a light. It's just vibration being sent through the body, and you clean. I flew my spaceship with mind control. I was one with my spaceship. My spaceship was like an extension of me. It was super cool. And sometimes when I drive in my car here and I sit in traffic, I have these random thoughts like, oh, this is so tedious. We don't have these problems where I come from. And so at times I feel a bit crazy, because it's the overlay of the memories of the advanced technology and systems that I knew what it was like. I knew how it worked. And having that overlay of where I am now in this dense dimension, and how things work here, and how tedious and time-consuming and wasteful of resources it is. Even speaking a language is communication. My Starseed thinks it is such hard work to do all this talking and make all these sounds, because I remember when my divine counterpart came back after his long explorations, when we greet each other, it would just be an exchange of energy, like one big massive computer download. But very fast, much faster than we get down here. And it would be almost like going, oh, and you have everything. You have all the information at hand, and it was just there. And we did have what I could describe as a tight bond, as a loving relationship, because it feels like the bond that we share goes beyond love. It feels like I don't have words to describe what it was. I'm sorry, please excuse me. But we used to make love. This is a bit on a personal level, but I remember, maybe some of you have memories that can say, oh yeah, I kind of remember something like that, is we make love, but it was like say we hug each other, and it would be a vibration of our bodies exchanging a vibration, which would be the equivalent of a full body orgasm. And that is like, when I remembered that was like, wow, that's the way, that's the way we used to, I don't know, be together, tightening our bond, relate to each other, showing each other that we care, but in that starseed kind of way. And the one part of my mind says, okay, well, these memories could just be a perspective. It could just be pie in the sky. Maybe I'm just making something up. But being a clairvoyant, I have established the difference between having a vision and daydreaming. So what I want to say is that with a vision, it is something that pops up impromptu, unexpected, unprepared. I have something, I see something, and I will go, okay, well, I don't know what this is. I'll put it in, I'll remember it, and then I'll work on it. I'll go research it or see what it is. Daydreaming to me is when I put time aside specifically to time out from this dimension and say, oh, I'm going to have a daydream of lying next to the beach, and almost like having a meditation kind of thing. So that is intention, setting the intention to have a time out. A vision just pops in, doesn't necessarily make sense, and it leaves me with having to process it. That to me is a vision. And especially when I have that vision and I feel the familiarity, and on sort of like there's just a certain knowing, I've been here before, just like a deja vu. I've seen this. This was my life. This is my experience, and this is how it makes sense to me. And that is what makes it real for me. If I was an artist, I would be able to draw my ship, but I'm not an artist. I have the vision of what it looks like in here. And so what happened was I had this Starseed awakening. And the one day I was working at the Crystal Visions market as clairvoyant reader, and Scott's wife came over to me for a reading, and while I was so busy reading for Scott came over, and we had a bit of a conversation, and he showed me his art, that he photos of his art on his phone. And when I saw that art, I immediately knew the symbol. I know the symbols. These are the symbols. Some of them, I've used them to navigate. These are things that I've known for long time. My mind is still processing it, and I ordered some of these prints. And to be honest, I have not. I've been putting off to open it and to have a good look, but this is one of them. And the reason why I've been avoiding it is because at times I feel very homesick. And his art, just, even now looking at it, I feel I can breathe. I feel like I have something here that links me to that, because I feel like I don't fit in. This is also one thing of the Starseeders throughout my life. Ever since the day I was born, I've never fit into society. Even as hard as I try, I always end up being by myself. I'm an only child. I grew up in daycare centers. I grew up traveling around the family, you know. So, and this is not about, you know, being unhappy as a child. This is just my circumstances, okay? It's about having that openness of everywhere is home, which was basically the theme that played out as a Starseed, because my spaceship was my home and we just went wherever, you know, across the galaxy, wherever we went, that was home. And I feel ever since my Starseed awakened, I felt terribly homesick to go back, because I don't fit in here. Society doesn't make sense to me. I don't make sense to society. People tell me I'm to this, I'm to that, and frankly, I have given up on trying to even explain myself. And even making this video, you know, it's like, how many people are gonna, you know, choke on this? But you know what? This is just my reality. It's my reality, and I'm trying to deal with it as best as I can. And one of the things that I use to deal with is I love flying. I discovered that I truly love the freedom of flying, and I became a skydiver 3 years ago. Funny enough, just before my Starseed awakening. And I love exploring. I love taking the roadmap, my car, and just go into a direction and go exploring. So that love of freedom is very much Vegan Starseed trait. The randomness, doing things impromptu, thinking outside of the box on how to solve problems, shaking things up, breaking things down. And this could be relationships, situations, you know, things that just wants to fence in and box in, that's going to be broken down, because I don't fit in that context. And to be honest, the way that I cope with being a Starseed and feeling homesick and dealing with people in society that can be very unfeeling at times, I just pretend I'm a Starseed from Vega, and I'm passing through this earthly plane, and I'm observing humans on how they react and how they behave to each other, and even on how they treat me. And if it is good, it's good. If it's not so good, it's an observation, just to say, oh, okay, so this is how they do it here, and I move on. That is the only way that I, sometimes when I feel truly homesick, that is the way that I cope with it. So there might be some questions that you want to ask, so please feel free to ask and, you know, comment below. I don't think I'll be putting this video on YouTube. I think I'll just post it here on Facebook and see what happens. So it is a bit weird. It's a bit random, but somebody did ask me to share with you, and I thought, okay, well, it's an opportunity to see how crazy I am. So yeah, either let me know I'm really crazy, or let me know there's some crazies out there that shares this crazy world with me. So thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel if you do click onto it after this. And you know, whatever, leave a comment, let's connect, let's see where this goes. Light and love, everyone.